Hello, everybody. It's Marcus from PageProof here today to go over another PageProof Academy. Now, this academy is going to be chock full of new things to show you. I'm really excited actually to show you what we've got. It's focused around PageProof Intelligence. So, as we know, AI is a big part of the product releases these days. And what we wanted to show you today was some of the things that are available right now in PageProof and some of the things we're announcing which you will be able to also get access to in PageProof. So let's get straight into it. There's a lot to get through. Now I have some team members on for any Q&A. If you've got any questions, go to Q&A and you can put your questions in there and the team will answer as we go. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so PageProof Intelligence. What is PageProof Intelligence, firstly? So PageProof Intelligence is an initiative, PageProof, to bring all of our smart technologies together, including AI and all the things that we've put out into the market, and we just group it under this heading of PageProof Intelligence. So it's intelligence built into your proofing workflows, and we're all about analyzing your content, highlighting things to you. The whole point of it is to make things faster and also so you can review with more confidence. This is the point. So we're not about cluttering the user interface with more features. We just want to have intelligence there to assist you as you go about doing what you do. So that is what PageProof Intelligence is all about. So we're going to go straight into some of the things that we have already shipped. And in fact, I'm just going to show you quick little demos of some of these things. So for example, here, a lot of you probably already enabled this. It's been available to everybody for the past 18 months or so, which is smart tags, which is all about finding things instantly. You want to find a proof that you have done. Now, the idea here is, you might do some work and inside that work, you'll have a bunny rabbit, or you might have, something that, I don't know, a beer bottle. I'm not too sure. But anyway, a year goes by and you want to find that thing. So you go into your search in PageProof and you type in the name and we bring it back. So let's have a quick look at what that looks like. So if I jump in and you can see up the top here, I'm on my dashboard and I've got my search bar. This is the new search, by the way. If you haven't experienced the new search in PageProof, it is great, really great at doing its job, which is awesome. So it's all about finding things. So right now I'm going to put a search in here for, I know something that has bubbles in it. So I type bubbles into the search and it pops up with this proof. Now, the proof is called Celebrate. And if I click into the proof and look at the tags, there's only Celebrate. So where did it get bubbles from? Well, if I click into the proof, you'll notice there's some bubbles inside the champagne glass. And our visual intelligence has found and indexed almost all of the visual elements from this proof and put them into the proof as some tags that you can search, that you can use for the search. So this is really great. And if you haven't turned on smart tags, definitely something that you should look to do. Okay, the next three are all about the visual and all the information inside of a proof. So smart check, catch what's invisible. Now, you may not know this, but when you upload a piece of work into PageProof, we deep dive into the technical parts of that file, getting at its file structure, metadata, all sorts, font lists, color lists, you name it, we're pulling it all out so that we have some context about that proof. And we can also make that available in Smart Check, and we'll see Smart Check in a moment. So I'm just going to show you the other two. Smart Compare, again, a lot of people use this, showing you the pixel differences between two versions. And we extended that so you could actually do two completely different proofs if you want to. And there's some good improvements coming for that very soon. And then finally, content credentials. So PageProof is a member of the Content Authenticity Initiative, which was started by Adobe and Canon, Microsoft, all these large organizations. We became a member, and this is all about trusting what you are reviewing. So we show the content credentials icon when we detect that there is AI generated content in your work. So these next three, Smart Check, Smart Compare, and the content credentials, we'll just quickly jump into a little bit of a demo. So let's go have a quick look at these. So let's have a look at This is the Smart Compare feature. So you can see the Smart Compare feature. It's showing me by pulsing the differences between the two proofs, so the two versions. So you can see those differences showing up, and you've got controls for, how you want that to work and how you want it to display. So that's really useful. But over here, you'll see I've got a Smart Check button over on the left-hand side. And when I click on Smart Check, this pops up this little table, which is showing me the information that we've extracted out of version 1 and the information we've extracted out of version 2, and then the status on the side shows us whether it's changed or not. Now, it's great that I pressed this button because I've just noticed that our color list is different between the two versions. So these are the things you can't see, and we're showing this on screen for you. So version 2 of this proof has a extra Pantone color, and content credentials are showing up on this version 2 as well. So that's the Smart Check feature, showing you some of those technical pieces that are there. Now, in terms of content credentials, I think I've shown this before. I haven't publicly released this on the internet, luckily, because I don't want to ruin the reputation of these two individuals who would never smile around a birthday cake, ever, never. So these are the Gallagher brothers from the band Oasis. They're very glum usually, so they would never be smiling like this. Luckily, though, if I look down the bottom corner, you'll see that we've got the content credentials icon showing up here, and this is telling me that this is AI generated. Now, it doesn't pass judgment about whether it's good or bad. It's just letting us know that this is an AI generated piece of content, and it's been signed. So if you go up here under content credentials, we can see, hey, Marcus generated this using Photoshop and using some tools inside Photoshop to do that. So just a little icon there showing you the content credentials. And again, that's all about building trust in the things that you see up on screen. Right, so just looking at this, we've got these 4 things that we've just looked at. These have been available for you for the last few months, years. Let's have a look now at what we want to talk about now, which is a new wave of intelligence. We really want to show you some really great stuff that we have released and is now available for you to use. So let's just have a look at this. So what I want to do right now is introduce to you PageProof Intelligence, and we're calling it Pi. Now, for some members that are on this recording, I think even one person here has written a book about Pi. So this is PageProof Intelligence, and the button you're looking for is this Pi icon right here. That was a call out to David Blattner, by the way. Hello, David. So get his book about Pi. It's fantastic. So PageProof Intelligence, we're going to show this button here, and anywhere you see this button, there is intelligence awaiting you. So this helps you with your review. So let's take a look at what PageProof Intelligence looks like. So on the dashboard, we've added the PageProof Intelligence icon here. You can see that if you've switched on PageProof Intelligence, it will show up next to your search bar. And here it's going to give you insights into your dashboard, whatever the view is you're looking at right now, rather than you try and figure out what proofs you need to look at and what's due and what's not. Hit the intelligence icon and it's going to give you all the insights you need to know. And what that looks like is here. So I click on the Pi icon. So you'll see the Pi icon, PageProof Intelligence in the corner. Click on PageProof Intelligence. It pops up the summary. And right now, this is telling me, hey, you've got a bunch of blocked proofs here. And what's really cool about blocked proofs is that these are links. So you can open these proofs up into a new tab directly from here and go and check out what's going on with those blocked proofs. Status distributions showing you how many are in, waiting new versions, comment activity. So it gives you a summary that you can look at a glance and get a really good idea of what you need to do next on your dashboard. Especially those that have a high proofing volume, this is gold. It is really great for those that need to get through. Knowing what to do next is a great thing when it comes to your proofing, and PageProof Intelligence or Pi is going to tell you what. Okay, so that is on the dashboard. Next thing we want to look at is reporting. Now, reporting is one of those things which I know if there's any managers on the call, you're going to need to probably monthly do a report, a summary of how your proofing activity has been, whether you're meeting any KPIs, or you just want to see your, the trends and the metrics for your team's proofing. So on the reporting screen, we've added PageProof Intelligence to summarize reporting data for you. Now, that sounds sort of interesting. We've actually, in fact, seen customers export out a whole lot of proofing data, report data out of PageProof, and then spend a day a month collating it and figuring out, trends and time, all this sort of thing. And we can now do that at a push of a button. So we save people a day a month having to do reporting. And let's have a look at what that looks like. So PageProof Intelligence on the reporting screen. So all you need to do, I'll put that aside for now, choose your report. It works on all the reports in PageProof. You generate your report, and then over on the right-hand side, there's the pie icon. Got to look for the pie icon. Click on pie, and PageProof Intelligence will give you a summary of your report. Really useful. So it does things about, versions required, the median number of versions, tells you all this information. You can see, time to approval from first version, effort concentration, ownership concentration. We're talking about, variability of latest version released, all these things which you currently do manually, and then put as a report summary for your senior management or just to track how your team's going. So PageProof Intelligence on reports, super, super useful. So that is available for those that do a lot of reporting. PageProof Intelligence is there to help you on your reporting screen. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff. Let's take a look at proofs themselves. So proofing is interesting. When you put up a piece of work, you send it out to multiple reviewers. And the reason you do that is because you need more eyes on it to actually look for any issues or problems. And you can have specialists that come in and say, well, I'm going to look at all of the spelling and I'm going to look at, brand consistency and all these sorts of things. You go through multiple rounds of a workflow. So you go from step to step to step. And then you go into multiple versions to get something to perfection. The whole idea of proofing is to go from a draft to perfection. That's what we're trying to achieve. Now, in order to do that, you do that by inviting lots of people in and going through all these things. So what we are going to show you today is what happens if you put a proof into PageProof and PageProof is already showing people what they need to focus on. It's already gone through the proof and actually now showing you the things that the reviewers need to focus on. So AI suggested markup is available for proofing directly on the proof. Again, you'll see the pie icon. It gives your reviewers the best possible head start. You're just taking people from looking at a proof with no insights to here. They're starting right up here with insights telling them exactly what they need to do. So let's have a look at pie insights on a proof. So how do we get that to work first? So when you upload a proof, there will be a button here if you've enabled it that you just switch on Pie Insights. Just literally switch on this button and then send out your proof. PageProof is then going to do its analysis while the proof is uploading into the platform, and you'll end up with the pie icon on the proofing screen. So if you look down, you'll see here the bottom left corner, there's the pie icon. Click and it shows you PageProof Intelligence about this particular proof. So it's telling us things like, hey, critical text issue on the headline, several design accessibility issues across both the pages, affecting legibility, etc., etc. And then it shows you the headlines down here. So your reviewers can look through this. Okay, contains spelling mistakes. Oh, yes, it does. Body copy on the right column is a bit small. Yeah, I agree with that. And then the portrait here is a bit cropped weirdly. We've got a QR code on the second page, which is a bit too small for scanning. Thank you for that. And it says, hey, there's some other things that we need to look at on this proof. So this PageProof Intelligence Insights, this is for the reviewers to go in, and it gives them, as I said, a head start. They can then make comments based on whether they agree or not with the analysis of this proof. This gives people a massive head start, And in fact, if you're working by yourself, the great thing to do is just upload a proof into PageProof, get its ideas on what it thinks you should do before you send it out to the reviewers in your workflows. But that's just a tip. Pretty cool. Anyway, So that is the first stage. Let's jump in now and see what we can do with this now. So Pi Insights looks great. It can give me and give my reviewers a heads up on the things they should focus on. But of course, I can see a lot of you are sitting there going, well, this is great, but it would be awesome if it could check our brand. What if we have certain legal requirements that we need to have on our work? How does it enforce our rules? How can we make it check things that I care about from my company's perspective? Can we do that? And the answer to that is yes, you can. Introducing Pi agents. So these are custom intelligent agents for your team. So what is this all about? So Pi agents, this essentially lets you train PageProof on what it should look for, what matters to you. So you can put into PageProof the rules that you want it to follow, prompts. It knows about a lot of context already, so it's feeding a whole lot of context into the model as well. You can create multiple Pi agents. So you can have an agent for this brand, an agent for this brand. You can have a legal agent. So you can create as many of these agents as you like. And then all you do is just add a tag to the proof and it uses that agent. Intelligence should be simple inside of your proofing tool, and we've definitely made it that. So let's jump in and take a look at an agent and what the difference is by using a Pi agent. So this is true agentic proofing. Let's take a look. Okay, so here I am looking at my piece of work, and if I click on the PageProof Intelligence icon, I get this intelligence here, which has been created by a Pi agent, which is being trained on PageProof Intelligence. So it goes through there and it said to me, hey, look, there are multiple critical brand and copy issues found in this two-page proof, misspellings, incorrect typeface usage instead of the brand Circular Pro. So it knows that Circular Pro is our brand font, and it's saying, hey, there are some issues with the use of Circular Pro, inconsistent green color used on graphics, and minor issue with non-brand link color and small layout concerns. Lovely summary, that's great. So then you can see down here, major text elements on this page are using Minion Pro instead of the brand typeface Circular Pro. It's actually showing for me here, hey, I know that Circular Pro is the PageProof font, and there are typefaces in here which are not Circular Pro. So it's pointing it out inside of here, and it uses, and you can see it's going through and doing that. And you can see the green used on the rotated pencil icon over here is a noticeably different tint of green than the outer frame. It's detected that we're not using the correct green color on our artwork. It's amazing. This is just, I mean, again, if you use a Pi agent, you're now gone from here to there in terms of checking your work. So you can see it's giving me some great insights. But wouldn't it be cool if it could just mark up the proof for me? That would be interesting. Well, what we've done is we have the ability for PageProof Intelligence to put comments on your proofs. Yay, I can see you all cheering. Yes, it's amazing. This is true intelligence giving you suggested markups. So it's looking through here at all of the suggested changes, and it's pulling out the critical ones. It's not doing a comment one for one. It's actually saying, is that truly need to change? Yes, I think I'll make a comment. So over in the comment pane, you'll see PageProof Intelligence is now telling us, if I click into this, it's saying, hey, you need to adjust this pencil icon over here. This headline needs rewriting, and you need to replace Minion Pro over here with Circular Pro. So it's gone through and put comments on my proof for me automatically. Really, really great. And these, you can do things like, I want to filter this on a particular person. So your filtering is all available there if you want it to be there. You can filter things by intelligence, and you'll see this icon showing up on the comments. So that's a comment that's been placed by the Pi agent. So commenting is all part of the story here. So automated commenting on your proof. Really, really great. And, this is something that we think a lot of people are going to absolutely love for their proofing. Okay, so let me jump back now and let's carry on. So as I said there with the Pi agents, this is game changing. This truly is game changing. These Pi agents can be configured today. If you want agents on your work, you can talk to the PageProof customer success team and they can get this underway. Pi agents are available on PageProof Enterprise. So that's something you need to consider, but have a conversation with your customer success agent. You can do a lot because we're prompting here and we've got a lot of context and there's a whole lot of information going into that work. You can do things like, hey, brain consistency you've seen for us just with that agent goes through the colors, fonts, tone. You can do, logo usage, all sorts of things. Approve language and terminology. And in fact, you can say, hey, we never want to use this word in our work. So it can be things that are approved, but you can also put in there things that you don't want to have, and it'll highlight that for you. Packaging, no brainer. Packaging and all of the things that go along with packaging, this is really, really important. And then, of course, legal and compliance. So there's more. These are just the things we've thought about. But of course, because it is an AI agent, you can prompt it with whatever you like. So really, really amazing. And in fact, I want to just jump back and show you something back inside of here for this. This was just an experiment and it turned out the agent was really great at it. This is where you can actually say, hey, I want one of my agents to speak in French. So we have a PageProof Intelligence agent that we just said to it, do everything in French. So it's commented in French. The intelligence is all in French. You can do any language you like. We just say to it, do this in Portuguese, do this in Italian, and the agent will talk in that language. Now, this is really, really amazing. It means that you can actually set up your proofs. If you're sending it to Europe or somewhere else that you want to have the intelligence speak in another language, it's a simple prompt and it is able to do that for you. So these are really powerful. The Pi agents are incredible. Okay, I know I'm running out of time here, but let's just move on to the next part of it. So very, very soon, what's coming? What else have we got? Now, there's a lot of things that we are not able to tell you about, but Pi agents are available soon in your workflow alongside your team. So that means that in a workflow, you can put an agent into a workflow step. So if you've got a multi-step workflow, you can put an agent for design in step 1. You can put an agent for legal in step 2. And you'll see that they can make a decision. They can comment just like everybody else. This is coming very, very soon. And this will mean that we can put agents and people beside each other and they can complement each other and getting the proofs from draft to perfection. That is the whole reason we do proofing. So now we've got some help to get that done, which is really, really amazing. Okay, so just to summarize, PageProof Intelligence, easy as pie. So change the name to Pi, and it, lets you do things on the dashboard and the reports, and you can get suggested markup on your proofs. Now, I want to point out that dashboard and reports is available on all plans, right? Pi Insights on your proofs available in Teams Plus and Enterprise, and Pi Agents are available on Enterprise. So talk to your customer success. There's intelligence across all the plans. Pi Insights on proofs starts at Teams Plus. So that is something that you can get access to, but talk to our team about how that can benefit your existing plans, or if you want to change plan to get access to some of this information or some of this technology. All right, now, how do you turn this on? Okay, I'll go back into PageProof. So inside, your team administrator has access to this, and this is important. PageProof Intelligence runs in a very secure environment. We run it inside Microsoft Azure. Everything is contained. The models are not training public models. The models are not learning off your work. Very important. We've got white papers on the security and technology. But all you need to do is come into your team administrator settings, and then you are able to come in, go to the intelligence tab, switch on PageProof Intelligence. Now it's off by default so that you can make the choice based on your company's AI rules. but you can switch it on and then from there choose which of the features you would like to have available for your team. So PageProof Intelligence is there available. So talk to customer success for your PageProof team. They can help you out. But look, I'd be very happy at this point to take any questions, but that is PageProof Intelligence, the launch for today. Fantastic, everybody. Thank you very much for your questions. Thank you for taking the time to join this webinar and introduction of PageProof Intelligence. We look forward to seeing what you can do with this. And we will be bringing more intelligence to you all so we can make sure that we get from draft to perfection on all of your proofs as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.